Good morning, everyone. It's Monday and everything's starting already. So the big news today is that Embracer Group, the company that has way more developers than Microsoft, but somehow nobody calls them Monopoly, just purchased. And this was a steal, by the way, for $300 million. They got Crystal Dynamics, the developer that's helping with Perfect Dark, Eidos Montreal, the developers who made Guardians of the Galaxy, and Square Enix Montreal, along with IPs like Deus Ex, the big one Tomb Raider, Legacy of Kain, and Thief. And I'm so excited that they did that because Square Enix, for years, has thrown their Western developers under the bus anytime they quote unquote don't meet expectations, but somehow them bums, just somehow they're alright with Final Fantasy, an IP that hasn't been good, that peaked 20 years ago. An IP that hasn't been good in 20 years and peaked in 1997. So yeah, Square, keep making your Final Fantasy, do this blockchain thing, whatever the hell you want to do. But thank God we got Tomb Raider and those great developers away from them. I would have loved if Microsoft got their hands on them, but they're tied up with the Activision deal, which is alright. But the fact that now, now we don't have to deal with a game like Guardians of the Galaxy, my 2021 game of the year, being called, not performing well, or Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider reboot not performing well, or Sleeping Dogs not performing well, or Deus Ex failed to meet expectations, all that bullshit, just causing the like. Now we don't have to deal with that anymore. And somehow with Square Enix, it was always only their Western games that somehow never met expectations. Outriders has a great debut on Xbox Game Pass, failed to meet expectations. So I think this is excellent news. The only thing that would have made this better is if Microsoft acquired them. That's in my opinion, right? But other than that, oh my goodness, give Crystal Dynamics the freedom they deserve. Montreal's Eidos, give Square's Western devs. I'm glad that they're released from the shackles of Square fucking Enix, who don't know what they're doing, who clearly didn't respect their Western developers and Western games. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if whatever happens in the future of Square Enix now, I don't give a fuck. Alright? Because the games that I like from them, it was the Deus Ex, it was the Tomb Raiders, it was the Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't fucking Final Fantasy and other them sorry ass Japanese games. It was their Western stuff that I was interested in. Now, they might as well be dead to me. I don't give a fuck about Square anymore. And I'm so glad. Because the way that they treated, if they didn't treat their Western games and Western developers so badly, I wouldn't be so militant like I am now and so excited about a move like this. But since such great games has been treated as failures due to Square not knowing what to do with Western games, but somehow know how to prop up a Final Fantasy game, even though, again, the series peaked in 1997, 25 years ago. This is just excellent news to me. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like the move? Do you think? And by the way, Embracer deal got a steal $300 million for 3 excellent developers. Whoever works in that group, Microsoft need to steal them away, because them motherfuckers, they know how to make a deal.